Hi you guys, it's Stephanie with Coffee Paper Scissors. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I thought I would do a couple of the Margarete Miller's Collage Challenge. I'm on week 5 and 6. So what I've been doing is trying to do one off camera and then one on camera. And so this is week 5. The challenge had a business card, a sticker, security envelope design, text other than English or your native language, a place, and the bonus was textured paper. So for the business card, this actually, the bird's wing was from a business card, and also the eyes and the beak. And the sticker is this. I got one of those label makers, and I did that. Sometimes we soar, sometimes we perch. The dogs are all perching too. Security envelope. So the bird is made from a security envelope. And the text is down here. So this is just some scrapbook paper down here. And it has some French on it. I think it's French. Well, there's the word Paris, so I think it's French. And then the place is a front porch. And then the textured paper is back here. I had some coffee dyed paper that I made that I had crumpled up a lot, and it had been sitting there in my scraps for a long time, not knowing really what to do with it. So I had collaged this way. I didn't know what I was going to come up with, and I really liked the background, but I covered it mostly, but that's okay. I crumpled the paper down here up a lot for texture as well. So there, and then I put Rick Rack down the side. So there is week 5. Week 6, we have a list, anything from a grocery store. I have a cereal box that I cut stuff out of. You guys, I'm a cereal junkie. And these kinds, I like to make the Rice Krispie treats, chocolate ones. So that's, that's a problem. Anyway, I cut the little animals out of that box. And then a piece of washi tape. So I've got some washi tape that we can add. Architecture is this building here and a star. So I did Cary Grant, but also I have some stars, different kinds of stars, and we'll see if I end up adding them or not. And bonus is something that came in the mail. So I have part of an envelope. Oh, and I have, you know, gluten-free came from the box because I excuse me, have to eat gluten-free, so I thought I would do that. Okay, so I'm going to put it all down on this paper, and I'm going to start with my list. And I am going to, hopefully this fits on here, yeah. I'm just going to trim it. It's a little bit bigger than the frame of this. So this came from an old music paper, and I don't know, I thought that'd be good for a list. Let's see here. I want it to line up with my mark on the paper. Right around in there. Oh, a lot of times the older paper does not do well, especially if the blade is dull at all, but that's okay. And then I gotta figure out where I want to cut it. Wow, it's pretty much exact. So we're gonna go yeah. I don't want it to tear it. About a week ago, I left that open, and the blade, even though it's, you know, dull as far as cutting paper, it sure did cut my finger real deep. So well, I think I miscut just a little bit, but that's okay. I'm going to ink. It took me a really long time to do that other one. I don't know, it always seems to, like one, if I try and do two in one day to try and catch up, because I think everybody else is on week 14, but I started 3 months late, so, you know. Anyway, it seems like one of them will take me forever, and then the next one, you know, I only takes about half an hour to prepare for it. I bought a whole bunch of this music paper stuff, so I hope you guys don't think I'm wasting it. I really have a lot, and I don't know, I feel like someday I'll look back and it'll be a good memory for me, you know, because I'm putting them all in a binder. So I don't think it's wasteful if it's something that you'll enjoy in the future. We're having a beautiful day. We've had several really nice days. It did rain on Easter, but I mean, that's okay. It's got to rain too, but it's in the low 60s and sunny, so really just nice outside. I don't really like really hot weather. I think that high 70s, if it stayed high 70s all summer long, I would be so happy with that. That would be great. Okay, so then next I wanted to put down, I think, this, and let's see if it'll tear where the fold is fairly easily. My hand was doing something weird. I'm like, bleh. Do you guys ever have something like that happen? It was like they were getting mixed up in there and didn't want to move properly. I find that happens a lot more often the older that I get. One of the things that I've noticed is my feet. It's like with or without a shoe on, every once in a while I'll go and I'll take a step. I think I'm going to put it on the inside of the little frame. I'll go and take a step, and it's like the bones in my feet aren't lining up properly. You know, that's really sad to cover up all those. I didn't even realize that. Maybe I wasn't going to put it there. Maybe I was going to move it over. What was I going to do? No, I was going to. Okay. I'm going to, let's see. Anyway, I'll take a step and the bones in my feet aren't lined up properly. That's not a good feeling. Okay, that's what I was going to do. And then I'll figure out if I use this. I don't know. I might somewhere. Okay. So the gluten-free cereal, oh my goodness, you guys. So when I found out that I had to eat gluten-free, of course it was devastating because I love sweets and baked things, and I used to bake constantly. So it was quite devastating, really, to me. And then to find out all of the things that contain gluten, it's just shocking, you guys. It's shocking. And so for me, you know that when people say if you could only take one thing on a deserted island that you could eat, you know, what would that be? And my answer was always cereal. And then I found out that I couldn't eat most of it. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. So a lot of times I'll kind of make an outline to, you know, line it up kind of where I want it. Otherwise, it's really hard to get things right back where you want them. So anyway, when I first found out, I mean, I think about the only cereal I could eat was Chex, the rice or the corn. But now Chex has come out with lots of flavors of gluten-free cereal. And then there are others like Cheerios now. And then there are other ones that I can get some flakes and things like that. But one of my favorites, oh, you guys, I can't have it. It's the frosted mini wheats. Those things are like crack. I love them so much, and I cannot eat them. I remember I used to eat them. So I like them for breakfast. I try to eat the ones that aren't as sugary for breakfast. And I don't always eat it for breakfast, but oftentimes I do. I did this morning. But I would eat them for dessert. I would eat cereal for dessert. And so I would have a bowl of frosted mini wheats for dessert. Oh, so good. So good. I haven't had any frosted mini wheats in a long time. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and glue this piece down. I remember when I was little, my mom only bought the cereal that had like no sugar in it, which was nasty. No, I didn't mind it. I didn't really know much difference because that's what we always had. So it didn't occur to me that it was not normal to only have those things. Actually, I've heard of lots of people say the same thing. Oh yeah, no, my mom did not buy those, the sweet ones. But one of the things that she would buy was the shredded wheat. And you know, it wasn't too bad if you add plenty of sugar to it. So it's like, Mom, what's the point if I'm just adding sugar? But I actually didn't add sugar. I did to those, but I didn't add sugar to cereal when I was growing up. I just liked the cereal as it was. And maybe I've told you this before. I'm going to be one of those people who repeat my stories, I guess, when I get older. my neighbor was here playing with my daughter when they were really little, and they wanted some cereal. So they were going to eat some Rice Krispies, and I poured it for them. And the little girl looks at me funny after she took a bite, and I realized that I hadn't put any sugar in it. And my kids had always eaten it without sugar, so that was normal to them, but she had always eaten it with sugar. So, but anyway, as they started coming out with more gluten-free items, you guys, I was so thrilled because it was so torturous for me to not be able to eat, you know, so many things. And I would try recipes and just throw things away because they didn't have the gluten-free flour mixes like they do now. They would have, you know, you could buy a bag of rice flour. Well, try and bake with a bag of rice flour. It's not so good. Okay, what do I have here? Yep, I think that's what's next. But now it's not so bad. I made lemon bars the other day and they were delicious. And I don't know. One of the things that I think, and actually my husband says the same thing, when I make things like banana bread, it turns out better when I use my gluten-free flour mix. He goes, "Is this gluten-free?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "This is better." Like, I thought so too. So the quick breads, I think it's just because they're dense anyway. So it just makes them more moist and dense. But yes, I do it out of necessity, as I've said before. I don't do it to be a pain in the butt to anybody, even though I know that it probably is sometimes a pain in the butt. When somebody says, "Would you like to come over for dinner?" And I'm like, "You don't know what you're asking. Can I bring everything?" There was a lady that I used to know up in Anchorage who, it was before I found out that I couldn't eat it. And I would hang out with her and her family quite often. You know, my family hung out with her family. She had kids my kids' age. And, you know, she moved out of Anchorage, several hours away from Anchorage. And then I still saw her sometimes. And then, of course, I moved down here, and so we never saw each other. She happened to be coming through the Spokane area about 2 years ago now and called me, and I met up with her. They were renting a house to stay in overnight, and she said, "Well, you should come for dinner." And I was like, "Oh, Katie, can we just go to a restaurant because I am a pain to feed. It is so." She goes, "You don't even know." She says, "Oh, so many things have happened." And she starts going through the list of all of the things that they had discovered they were allergic to. Different family members were allergic to different things. And I was like, "Oh, so I'm the easy one." She's like, "Yeah. They don't eat gluten anyway because one of them can't, but there's a ton of other things they can't eat also." So I was like, "Sure, sounds good then. Sounds good." I made, they could have dairy. So now that's the weird thing. And I think it's because a lot of times for people, the dairy problem is fixed with a lactose pill. You know, they weren't going to die if they ate it or anything like that. So for dessert, I made a crustless cheesecake, and it was so good. It was so good. Okay, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and use Cary Grant. That's Cary Grant, right? I think it is. He's looking at the bear's bottom, but okay, wait, actually, I'm going to raise him up a little bit. And I'm going to cut him a little bit also. Doesn't that sound nice? Okay, I like him there. So I'm going to glue him down now. I will glue him down at that area. I think that's where I was. Kind of line them up. Okay. Have you guys been doing the collage? So do you think they're fun? I think they're fun. It just kind of gives your mind a little bit of wandering almost, I think. Let's see. Go there. I got this image out of an art book. I did an art journal for a friend years ago, a couple, like 3 years ago probably now, maybe even longer, probably about 3 years. And I went to a thrift store and found a book on like art history or something like that. And there were just tons of images in it. If you're ever thinking to do like an art journal, it's this book, Art of the Western World. And it was cheap. I don't remember what it was. But I mean, there's everything you can think of in this book. Architecture and painted and pencil, and there's really old. And then in the back, it gets more to more modern stuff. So very cool, and I think it would make a really neat journal. Someday I'll probably make another one. But just an idea if it's something you guys think you might want to do at some point. Okay, I need to put this last little bear on. Okay, so I have a gluten-free sign that came off of my cereal box. So when I'm going through a grocery store and I see this, it is the happiest thing in the world. Happiest thing in the world. And I'm doing more stars as well. So we've got him and we've got these. And I was thinking about doing some of these brads that I got. But maybe not. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and glue down the gluten-free. And I think I'm going to put a couple of strips of washi down. I might put some stars on top of the washi. I'm going to put just a little bit of glue down because we know washi doesn't stick real well. I also have some gold. I think would be cute. more piece up here. Okay, so there's some washi. All right, I'm gonna put, find my cookie. It's supposed to heal and it doesn't. I really need to quit doing that on my this thing. These aren't the same shape of stars, but you know, that's okay. I don't mind that. Then I'll just put a poke through there. Okay. Glue. And I know there's another black star here somewhere. Oh, here it is. I think I like it down there. What do you think? Should I put another? I'm going to put another thingy through it. These ones are twisted or something. We're going to go ahead and do one more. It needs one too. Okay, these things get twisted. Alrighty. I wish these were canceled, but it was one of those, you know, that came in the mail to be like returned. But I don't know that I like it on there. I don't want to cover these up. I think not. Okay. So that would be week 6. So we have the list, which is mostly covered up because it's our background. Anything from a grocery store, so it's all the little bits that I cut off the cereal box. Piece of washi, architecture, a star, and something that came in the mail. All right, you guys. So those are my weeks 5 and 6. Thanks for watching. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.